I made a bunch of tweets the other day about RFK, who
Oh,
I think's a
okay.
moron, about an abortion pill, which I would have happily raised the drug price of, um, or the price of, and
Got you.
various other topics that kind of kicked a hornet's nest. But
Yeah, I saw those tweets. I think people don't understand how good the FDA can be sometimes. They
yeah, they're
just kind
pretty
of like
good.
shit.
They're pretty
Yeah,
good.
they
I
do their
think
job.
most people who have a comment, have never actually interacted with them, which is funny to me.
Probably. Yeah, that's a
That
good
shit,
point.
that shit is funny to me. You know,
All right, well, you keep your shit
I
talking then.
will.
I'll save this
I
comment
will.
for a different space.
I mean, how stupid can you be when you say like, I don't know, if you've never owned a cat and you're like, you know how sometimes the cat like jumps and climbs up the wall and like hangs from the ceiling, and you're like, bro, I've owned a lot of cats. They don't do that. Like, yeah, but
Yeah,
bro, like it's what I hate it when they do that. I'm like, yeah, man, cats don't do that. I,
yeah.
they don't hang from the ceiling.
No,
That's some other animal. Yeah, but I
people are
read it one
crazy, bro.
time. I read it
Yeah,
on Business Insider or something, and it's just like,
I read it on the Onion.
yeah, no, they don't. Cats don't jump up, run up the wall, and hang up from the ceiling. It's not something they do. They can't do that. It's like physically impossible. Yeah, but you went to jail, so what do you know? Right now, I get that. I did. I did go to jail. It's true that happened. But cats don't hang from the ceiling. Well, every expert says you're wrong. Okay. Internet
Okay.
sometimes hard to win fights on the internet. What's up, Tommy?
It's not hard. I don't think I've ever lost.
Okay, maybe.
A fight on the internet?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I'm trying to start
You
some. Nobody
just
wants to start a fight live and in person.
you wanna compete me?
No,
You don't want
no, I don't want
this.
that. That's the,
I think he wants it.
that's
You
too
don't want
much.
this
I
smoke.
don't want the smoke. That's too much. I'm here with my little kitty cat. What's up, kitty? Noodles. Um, seriously, where are the shit talkers? You guys were vocal
Uh,
yesterday.
all right, I want to know: is that relationship with the San Francisco girl getting serious? Are you gonna knock her up and become a daddy?
I think it's about as serious gets.
Oh, I'm happy for you then, man.
They,
That's the real journey in life.
yeah, yeah, no, it feels great. Um, let's see. Yeah, where are all the brave shit talkers, man? I wanna get into it. Everybody was mad at me yesterday. I was on a plane, so I was just dropping bombs with my fingers. But I couldn't do this.
Do you enjoy being the villain? I kind of feel like you like
Yeah, I mean
overacting.
it's
Like maybe
fun.
you're
It's
addicted.
it's it's worth like saying some edgy stuff. Like Milo goes way too far. Milo is defending sorry, not Jeffrey Epstein,
Oh,
but way worse, Jeffrey Dahmer.
wait,
He was like Jeffrey
what?
Dahmer did a good thing. He was good. He was cool. He was. I was like, what the fuck? Oh.
What is this? Are we rage baiting?
Trying.
Oh.
I tried.
We're starting with Jeffrey Dahmer or someone else did
No,
that?
that's Milo. I did RFK shouldn't be allowed anywhere near the FDA. Full stop. Whenever you add full stop to something, it means like you're really serious. And so I said full stop, period. The end. I think that's like the super serious. And I actually do. I do believe what I'm saying here. I do think RFK is a retard, but like I don't know anything about.
What makes him a retard?
He just looks stupid.
Well, I think he's got some issues from too much mercury from eating too many
Yeah, I was
fish.
gonna say he's got brain worms. He's got other things like that. He sounds stupid. His voice is stupid to me. Like I don't think he's qualified to say anything to anyone involved in pharmaceuticals. Like he's a lower life form. Like he should just be like kept in the closet somewhere. Like shut up, go away. You're not science. I'm science. I am science. Um, yeah, I don't.
Can we get a picture of this guy pinned?
Yeah, we should. Um, RFK is just Just a sad dude. Like I think he, maybe,
I mean, you believe him though, like that he knows, like they got his uncle, they got his dad.
whatever. That's his family's problems, not mine. He already proposed that we should end fluoride in water. Like what?
I'm I'm all on board with that too, man. That shit makes us
You
stupid.
think?
Yeah, I do. I think it's population control.
Maybe you. What about tooth decay?
I'll take the tooth decay.
Well, you don't have to drink tap water. Oh,
I mean,
shoot.
I don't really. We have a filter.
Adam's here. Let's go. It filters fluoride? Fluorine?
Allegedly, it's supposed to. I don't know.
You think? That's tough to filter. Most filters aren't going to do that because it's, a very, very small molecule. It's, in fact, an atom. It's an ion, technically. Yeah, it seems like that would be hard, but maybe. You could try to remove it through other means.
Fluoride does not hurt your brain.
Yes, it
Stop
does.
saying that. Stop saying that.
Yes, it does. We have to ban it.
Are you eating like a chunk of it? Are you biting into pure fluorine?
Is there pure fluorine?
It's industrial
I don't
waste.
even know, dude. It's industrial waste?
No. Fluorine is a
Are you living in Springfield like the Simpsons? Like do you live next to a nuclear power plant?
You still wouldn't interact with fluorine. No, fluorine is found in lots of things, and it's a halogen that acts just like hydrogen. So it's just very, very electronegative. But in most molecules, it behaves similarly to hydrogen. It's obviously the most electronegative element there is. So it can strip away, virtually electrons from anything, including the bacteria in your mouth. But once it enters your stomach, like it's just gonna. Do you want to say something? Your mic's on. You're making noise, so it feels like you're like okay, calling for attention. But anyway, I think maybe I was talking to Rico. I don't know. But yeah, I think in large amounts it would be harmful. But I do think that somebody made the point that you would get water poisoning before you got fluoride poisoning. So now the point does come, like why add it if you don't need it? But I also think that, like, I don't know, I'm trying to remember if there's an elemental, like if there's a use of fluoride in the human body. I actually don't think there is, and it's somewhat surprising because you would think we'd have an ion channel that would use it or something. What do you want, Rigo? What do you want? Raising your hand. Just fucking talk. Say something.
I think the point about it is just to provide access to people that can't otherwise get it. Like, there are people that you could say would need to just supplement fluoride, like in order to avoid teeth issues, and that's the benefit of it. So if you have it available in water, everyone gets that teeth-based benefit, and then not everyone has to go to the dentist as much because we have nice healthy teeth. There's no other toxicities that have been demonstrated in controlled clinical trials. So everything else in the absence of such a trial is hearsay and irrelevant.
Hey,
I don't need to listen to you.
You're using your brain. That's not allowed. You
That's
gotta
just because
you gotta say what orange guy likes. Whatever.
Because luckily, everyone in the world that has a fluoridated water source would be therefore eligible for study pretty easily as well, because we could just study that publicly the way that we do with fluoride currently.
No, you're wrong. Orange man good. Everything Orange man does is good. He never makes a mistake. He's perfect. Yeah.
Who's the orange man?
Donald Trump. You really have had too much fluoride. Rigo. It's fucking Rigo, man. You're driving me crazy. I'm mad enough to kill. Come here, kitty. Come on, where are all the brave shit talkers?
Do you think we really went to the moon in the 60s?
Hey, what's the half-life of fluoride in your body, though?
Well, it's very short because ionic fluoride, it automatically reacts with something.
So you can't have like an aggressive buildup over time
No,
if you're
no, no,
consuming,
no, 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 no. It will leach any electron it comes into contact with to get its
Have
occupant.
you taken a look at that research that was linking fluoride to brain damage in childhood development?
No, I haven't. Sure, it was poorly conducted, not published in an important journal, and misunderstood and misread by, Joe Rogan or something. I love this DIY science. I mean, I really do want people to try to do science and learn science, but like, it really isn't for everyone. It does require like critical thinking, and people draw the wrong conclusions all the time. And what's really funny is that we're moving. I just happen to know a lot about the history of fraud. I really don't want you guys to think that my
Oh, no kidding.
yeah my conviction for fraud is related to that. It's completely unrelated. Um, but there's a great book called The Big Con, and if you look into the history of fraud, a lot of the things sort of stay the same. What motivates a lot of fraud victims is greed. They really want to like hit it big financially or even emotionally. And what we've people sort of understand, most scams these days, but people, still click on phishing attempts and they get tricked by, different things like that. One of the things I think people are getting tricked by, especially in the stock market, is fraudulent science. So, like, remember the whole room temperature semiconductor people were really excited about, and everyone was like, fell for this hoax basically. Um, and then there's this Alzheimer's company I've been shorting that basically they try to put out kind of things that look scientific, but they're fake. But all of their stockholders are like falling for it because people don't understand the science that well, but they can read, and the sole fact that they can read and they think they're maybe they are smart about something else that leads them to think that they understand. You know, they actually understand the field that they're reading, and that they don't need 5 years or 10 years or 25 years of experience to understand it. They can just pick it up immediately and using natural language just sort of get it. And that's sort of a form of fraud if you know that what you're doing, what you're sort of perpetrating, is not going to be easily understood by people, especially things like there's a guy in the audience I was talking to about multiple comparisons and just how it is fairly counterintuitive to understand that you cannot look at data after the fact and derive a priori or causal relationships. It's something that is actually fairly tricky, and you have to learn it over time. And sometimes you have to touch the stove to learn what happens when you touch a hot stove. But it's really funny to watch people also do it with politics or even things like global warming or whatever. Like, this stuff is so complicated. I actually tried. I had nothing to do because I was in prison. I tried for like 6 to 12 months to read literature on global warming. Man, it was really difficult. I think I understand anything written in scientific language, and I tried to trace back lots of things, like read hundreds of papers. Couldn't really make heads or tails of it, honestly. It is just really abstract, hard to understand work. And so I always love it when somebody's like, yeah, we got to save the ocean. I'm just like, oh my God. Save the whales and, lower the temperature. I'm like,
You don't
all...
fuck with the whales?
Of course I do.
Now you're rage baiting.
Okay,
No.
but I think there's perverse incentives on both sides. There's definitely an incentive to keep adding, these like food colors or whatever to our food products. Where in Europe they've identified that these could be harmful, potentially harmful. So why take the risk?
Well, it's like aspartame.
What is
It's this diamino acid. It's literally aspartic acid, and I don't know what the other one is. Does anybody know? It's 2 amino acids put together, which is like virtually found in every protein. So the breakdown of that protein would be aspartame. It doesn't make sense that it could be harmful to me, and it's a sweetener, and basically, Europe's found a way to ban it, and it's kind of insane. And then we have this other thing called Roundup, which is completely safe, but is trial attorneys in America have basically bankrupted Bayer. They've just Bayer is just this fat. Speaking of whales, like whale carcass that's been beached and like, I
Talking
don't know.
about the pesticide Roundup.
Yeah, it's totally safe. Glyphosate, and it's
Okay, well, again, that goes back to reverse incentives. Maybe was it Monsanto is
Yeah.
paying off, the right institutions to ensure that Bayer goes out of business.
Monsanto was acquired by.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, let's say they're competitors.
Yeah, maybe. I think that the trial attorneys are just very, very good at what they do, and if they see any type of
Low-hanging fruit.
public reaction, low-hanging fruit, they can go withdraw all the money they want.
That was you, dude. That's what they did to you.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it is an incentive parasite host type of world, and if you become big enough to become the host instead of the parasite, don't be shocked when the parasites come from you, and that's why you sort of want to keep under the radar if you're going to be doing anything parasitic. But even if you don't do anything parasitic, you will be subject to parasites, right? It's just a very hard sort of world to not. It's a hard world to survive without getting into conflict. That's why I kind of welcome conflict. Like I think that if you try to avoid conflict all the time, you're gonna end up like not very hardy, and you have to inure yourself to like constant war of words and positions and things like that, and you can't back down easily. Of course, it doesn't mean you have to be certain about everything. Like I said earlier, I mean, I don't know where climate change stands even after reading more than probably almost anyone that actually has an opinion on it. Like AOC's read a couple of the pop books, like you see them on her bookshelf, like the alarmist like pop books. Like something published by like HarperCollins or something. And it's like some, polemical climate scientist that's really trying to advance an agenda. And of course, sell some books, sell some copies.